Alrighty, welcome back to another week at Hit the Gap. We're coming to you on a Friday here. Gonna try doing it on Fridays now to see if makes it a bit easier to do, and we'll probably be talking about the games, or when this is released anyway, we'll be talking about the games that are happening over the weekend, so it's a little bit more current, and we'll just be reviewing the games from the weekend before, so we'll see how that goes. Moving forward for us. But with that, though, we will jump into having a look at last weekend's games. And there were a few crackers in this one, starting with the Thursday night game, the Bulldogs and Panthers. And I don't know, I don't think anyone really expected this to be the result.
I've got people across multiple tipping leagues. I don't know a single person who had anyone in any of their leagues tipping the
Panthers
Bulldogs
to lose and Bulldogs to be the ones to beat them nonetheless. Yeah, that's
unreal.
Pretty insane. And 32 points to 16 there is the big thing to me. You know what I mean?
Can I just say as well, this was the least Panthers-like performance I've seen ever.
Yeah, scary to watch as a Panthers fan anyway.
I feel like I saw a better showing out of the Reggies that were playing like 2 years ago when there was like their whole squad in Origin.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very odd. And I mean, I'm sure we'll see the contrast of it this week. They'll be raring for a bounce back this weekend. But very, very unlike what we've seen of them the last couple of years. But
it's just super
this year
bad.
so
like,
far.
Super weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what did it, but it was, seeing Bulldogs players basically walk through the defensive line and make PCMs like it's nothing.
Especially, I would have thought that by now teams would have clocked on to the fact that all they love to do is run the short ball to Preston or run the short ball to kick out, and both of them still got away with it.
Yeah, that's Galvin's party trick, and he did it probably, I don't know, maybe 10 times, and it paid off twice.
So it's wild. Like, I think the only thing that really rang true for this game was Milkstor getting 2 tries.
Yeah, exactly. That was pretty on brand. Yeah, That's the one thing you probably count on for the rest of the season now. But the undefeated streak has come to an end quite fast. Good turnaround for the Bulldogs because they were having a pretty worrying start to the season, especially with everything going on with Crichton and that, who has been named this week, mind you. But yeah, Jerry getting slotted back in, which was good. We did speak about that last week. If he didn't get the spot, then there was obviously something pretty
something deeper.
Yeah, deeper going on there. But he did get slotted in, so that does to me align itself with what Seraldo said about all the stuff in pre-season and whatnot. But yeah, dogs just having a field day in this one. Panthers very, very off. I don't really know.
Can I also say Jerry was fantastic in this game too?
Yeah, really proving his point, right? Yeah. That he should be there.
He should definitely be there. Even if he's not at center, you got to have him in there. He's just too good. He's too valuable.
Yep. So Dogs taking out the Panthers in that one. Friday's games, we'll jump on to Dragons versus the Sea Eagles here, and another loss for the Dragons and Coach Shane Flanagan. Really, really marking a horrendous start to the season for them. This one, albeit, wasn't as big of a shellacking as we've seen. It was probably a bit closer to round 1, but still, 28 points to 18, not super flash for St. George there. Yeah, I don't know. A couple players stepped up, I guess. But it just rang true with what we've seen from them all season, just falling short and not really having any direction, I would say. Manly continuing that run of form we've seen since Foreign's taken over, which was good. But yeah, I don't know. There's not much for me to talk about on this one.
If Siebes can get the boot, then I think
Flanagan can
Flano
as well.
Definitely. I think Flano can cop one too.
Yeah,
it is truly. It is uninspiring to watch Dragons games at the moment.
Yeah,
it's a rough go,
and that's very unfortunate for Coach Shane Flanagan there. But there are no true words about Dragons at the moment.
Take his son with him.
Yeah, I think that may be happening. Talks of the contract negotiations and whatnot talks about money, and contracts have been paused because of how poorly they're doing.
Yeah.
So hoping they can get themselves out of that rut sooner rather than later for Dragons fans. But yeah, Manly continuing that run of form, which is great to see. Foreign's undefeated as of yet, so we're loving seeing him. I mean, in his first sort of full-time coaching gig, do well.
I think it's also just nice seeing the boys live for him,
Yeah, exactly right. The team get around him.
That also does definitely confirm, though, that there was definitely issues with Seabold from the playing group.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep, they are definitely, you can tell, having more of a go now at least. So.
100%.
Yes, and the second Friday game, the first derby between the Broncos and Cowboys of the year down at Suncorp, albeit a very depleted Broncos squad, unfortunately for them. A lot of outs, no Reno, which saw Tom Duffy debut. When they named Reno in the squad, I think everyone and their dog knew he probably wouldn't be playing.
Playing silly buggers, yeah.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be playing, and, why would you even bother risking him to, put him in, even if he was almost up to standard or fit? Why would you bother risking him in such a big game? But, yep, right decision was made, and he rested it, and a lot closer than you would probably think it would be.
They nearly got away with it.
The Cowboys' run of form so far, and how many outs they had. Duffy did quite well. He was pretty instrumental in this game, I think. Big players like Haas and Mam, they stood up and helped Stags as well, stood up and took the team with them, but it just wasn't to be. A 66-point game between the two, Broncos 31 and Cowboys 35 in the end there, was quite phenomenal, I thought. It came down to Lukey going over for a try in the dying minute or two there, but yeah, it was neck and neck. It was almost try for try.
It was tit for tat right until the end, then until they started trying to go field goal for field goal, and that came off second best for Lil Duffy. But,
unfortunately, which was a good field goal, mind you. He kicked, but then...
Oh, man, so confident.
Yeah, straight to... Very, very smooth, very silky, and then straight to Drinkwater for our attempt, which, geez, I don't think anyone had that much confidence in. Just after past attempts we've seen, especially last year or the year before, where they took that many shots at it but didn't get one. But, slotted it like it was nothing from Drinkwater there, fired back, and then that last try was a bit of a fake out. Went to Drinkwater, and they all thought he was going to kick a field goal again, but passed it out wide, got right out to the edge there, and Lukey strolling over to seal it up. So a good win from the Cowboys there. Again, unlucky Broncos, but yeah, it was very good game.
It was an awesome game, I think.
Yeah, despite and I'm sure everyone's heard about it and they're over talking about it at this point, but the really average and confusing disruptor calls that have come into play. It was even in the end. It was even in the end because Drinkwater's one, which was deemed as a disruptor, even though he turned his head to brace for contact, didn't pull out of the contest for it by any means.
I think they just need to give up on the rule.
Yeah.
I think it
hasn't helped anything.
No, not at all.
It hasn't stopped any injuries. It's just, it's sort of just confused a lot of people, players, coaches,
I think in terms
officials.
of players' time off the field, I think it's made it worse. Like, you're just trading injury for suspension.
Yeah.
It really is just made it worse.
Yeah.
And it's far worse for the viewing experience too. So something they just got to give up on, I think.
Agreed. But there's not much more to touch on that about. It's just
Could do a whole segment on it, really.
Yeah, very very confusing. I don't think anyone understands, and just another grey area from a rule introduced by the NRL or a crackdown all of a sudden they've brought in that's throwing the game up in the air and making it anyone's game. Saturday's games, though, Rabbitohs versus the Raiders, and this one looked to be all the Raiders up until the dying minutes, where the Rabbitohs staged, I think it was nearly a 20-point comeback in the second half there.
How many times on that day? Because you were at work for this.
I did get to watch a bit of this one Saturday afternoon, but
how many times did I message you and say, uh-oh?
Yeah. Yep.
It was just so back and forth until they started coming back again.
Classic Raiders or classic faders
good
as
old
such.
Faders.
Letting it slip, but they did toward the end there. Strange sort of locked it up a bit, and they kept him out, but geez, that's 2 tries in a minute there, Alex Johnson and Jack White, and going back-to-back to bring it...
and this close to the third.
Yeah, exactly right.
Close to the third. They were so lucky to lose.
Yeah,
to win. To win.
The Raiders,
yeah. They're just so lucky to win.
Just holding on right in the dying minutes, which a much-needed win, I think, from the Raiders there. They've another one that's been a little bit embattled with their form. Seen some players that should be doing better, just not really performing, or not being able to string consistent performances together.
It's just really severely lacking an active player, like a half captain or something like that.
Someone that can direct them or give them direction.
Like Strange isn't quite there to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't think Sanders has got the experience to do it.
Yeah. Yep.
I think it's just going to take a bit more time for them to actually get something going with those back halves pairing.
Be one of them years, and you probably can't expect too much more one of them years after losing an experienced half where they just have to probably spend the season playing and gel. So lucky for the Raiders, but just unlucky for the Rabbitohs. They're just nearly missing out. David Fafita coming away with a hamstring injury, I believe it is, in this one as well.
Yeah,
so
he did.
That's going to see him out for 4 to 6 weeks, unfortunately, which is just starting to hit his stride, I think, and sort of make a little bit of a comeback to what people would be expecting to see from him.
And of course, Bennett getting the best out of people.
Yeah, so. Exactly right. Exactly right. The next game, Sharks versus Roosters. Roosters coming away with the win here, 34 points to 22. And there's not much for me to say on this other than this is the Sharks we all know and love.
Yeah, and it looked like it was all Sharks.
Yep.
Like if you watch the first half of this game, it was sort of like, well, do I need to really watch much of the rest? Boy, did you, because they did not go on with it.
Yeah. It just... I don't know. It's just again, nothing to say on it. It's just the Sharks where, mind you, Roosters is a quality outfit, and getting Victor Radley back was a big in for them.
It was massive. He played a stellar game as well.
Yeah. Yep.
But I think the one thing that I'd probably like to focus on here is Nico Hines. Again,
average game.
Just going missing when they need him most.
Yeah.
He started off the game fantastic. He was aggressive. He was getting stuff. He was getting a lot of work done, putting together a lot of shape. It looked fair. It looked good from Nico for that first 20 minutes. And then, they racked up some points, and then he just sort of sat back on his heels and let Trindle take over. But we still need someone to do the kicking, not just the running,
Yeah, exactly.
And that they shot themselves in the foot by doing that. So Nico needs to take a bit more control in these games, I think. I feel like this was one they could have put the foot on the throat and just locked them out if they just did it for another 40 minutes instead. Yeah,
exactly. And we've seen it work at times when it was first implemented, the switch between the two and who steers the ship, but it probably... I don't know, for where they're at the moment, probably needs to just be one or the other. One's big kahuna, the other one is just running the ball or something like that. And which sucks. Well, it's kind of good because it dropped the price of him, but it sucks because I was hoping to pick him up in fantasy because he was starting to hit a bit of form, but yeah.
Now you're scared to pick him up.
Yeah, I'm not too sure at the moment, so we'll just see if he has a couple more average games first. And the last Saturday game of the round, this was a big one, and... I did toss up tipping the Warriors, but I thought, no, they're due to make a comeback, Melbourne here. And it was in Melbourne, which was what should have, bolstered the Storm a bit, but no, couldn't get it done.
There's no way Storm would lose 3 in a row.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, they're on a run. And not a good one.
Yeah, not a good one. Not a good one at all.
Yeah, Warriors just taking it to them, unfortunately, and... I think
4 in a row. Sorry, I think it was 4 in a row.
That was 4. Yeah, I believe that was 4. So, yeah.
Jeez, if they lose a 5th one tonight, far out, bro.
They're in trouble.
Oh my God.
We saw Chan get hooked, or we saw him get a stern talking to at halftime there.
Did he get?
And he got hooked. I think maybe 15 minutes into the second half, he got sat on the bench for the rest of the game.
Did he get named this week?
He did, yeah. He is starting. Whether that changes just before kickoff an hour before, we don't know yet. But I was expecting to see him be made an example of.
Surf the pine for the week, I think.
Yeah. Once seeing his Blaw's back.
Definitely then, surely.
Yeah, and Lasardi was the other one, but I don't think Lasardi's been named. So, yeah, he survives to see another weekend redeem himself. But yeah, he was a disappointed son, getting scolded by his dad and Bellamy at halftime. And then
Lasardi was round 8 or 9, which is next week, I think so.
Yeah, he was due to come back the next couple of rounds, but yeah, he's 1 away or 2 away. So yeah, Chan survives to see another week there. But yeah, not to take away from the Warriors who had a stellar game. And again, now that we've seen Chanel Harris-Tavita come back with Tanner Boyd, they're back to, like we were talking about, if they could get back to that run of form there, they're back to basically what they had at the start of the season. So their combinations...
Well, this game as well, I think this one really sold it for me as well.
Yeah.
We spoke about this, I think, last potty as well, where I don't necessarily think Metcalf is the go now. You know, he's been on an injury with the ACL for so long. He missed out on the preseason.
Yeah.
I just think with no preseason and no, very minimal game time from the ACL injury last year.
Yep.
I don't think you can lock in on having Metcalf in there over Chanel and over Tanner. I think you want Chanel and Tanner right now, and if things go tits up towards the end of the year, then yeah, absolutely stick him back in.
Yeah, you almost need one of them to play maybe 14 or something.
Yeah,
best help the team, because we saw last year, how good Chanel and Metcalf were. Sorry, I had a great mind blank there. Yeah, so it's the same sort of situation where having one of them play 6 probably doesn't suit how they are. I mean, Metcalf was a great 6 to complement Sean when he was there, but yeah, that's time to change, and I think he's been playing 7 and gotten used to that role possibly now. So
I think he had that ACL injury at just possibly one of the worst times he could have. Yeah. Just
yep.
I think it might have cooked him.
Yep. But a good position to be in for the Warriors, or a good headache to have, right?
It's a really good headache. I mean,
2 gun 7s, killing it.
2 gun 7s ready to come on at any point.
Yep.
With the new bench rules.
Yep.
It just works out so perfectly, you know?
Yeah.
Even in this rule set, fuck it, man. Chanel can run as aggressive as he wants. If he gets injured,
yeah,
sweet as, it's all good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to feel guilty of not being able to play for your boys, because you
got to plug and play.
You got to plug and play instantly right there. It's a great spot to be in.
Yep.
It's the same with the fullback situation for them, you know?
Yep.
No Nickel Klukstad. Oh, geez, that's too bad. We've got Tarned to a Picky.
Yep.
They've got such good headaches.
Yeah, depth for days there at the Warriors, which is good. So getting back on the winners bandwagon, or winners wagon there with that one, which is good to see for the Wars. Sunday's games, the Eels and Titans. Now, unfortunately, I don't know if this has happened before, but the Eels have had another line put through them within the first 6 rounds of the year,
and I still can't believe it.
Yeah. Yep.
If you told me the Eels had a line put through them, I'd be like, yep, that's normal. That's pretty standard.
Yeah.
You know? Someone's got to keep the Suns safe, you know?
Another one, and by the Titans nonetheless.
By the Titans.
The Titans in their current form nonetheless. Yeah. Yeah.
Josh Hannay got something going on, man.
He does, yeah. Oh. And we've seen him the last couple of weeks, even against that Dolphins game, even against the Dolphins, sorry, is what I meant to say. They were very, very close. It was a tight game. They sort of lost it in the dying minutes, unfortunately. But they I don't know. The Eels just I don't know what to say. The
amount of injuries they've got.
Yeah, losing players every game, every week. They're losing players. That's exactly right. And they can't seem to string a performance together at the moment, unfortunately.
I just think the amount of injuries they've got, we're probably going to see a lot more 50s go up.
Yeah.
What does their team even look like this week? We'll look at it when we get there, I guess. But
yep.
Their team must be at least 50% Reggies, right?
Yeah, there's a few people getting call-ups. Obviously, Papali's filling in at fullback there, or Papali, however he likes to be referred to. Yeah, he's he's filling in at fullback there, but then they're pulling in centres and that, younger centres. I mean, even Twytle or whatever his name was, who filled in on the wing, who scored a try last week.
He double.
He got a double on debut for that horrendous Bailey Simonson injury.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Oh, I've never seen a person's foot face the exact opposite direction like before.
Not since Giral.
Oh, yeah.
That's the last time I seen that. That was gross.
Hopes and prayers for Simonson, who seems to hit form and start to hit his stride, and
then get a really bad injury,
season-ending injury, every time. But I don't know. The Eels are just unfortunate. I mean, I think if anyone was able to, they'd be able to appeal for some sort of top 30 thing where they can bring some more players in. But just struggling at the moment, unfortunately. Riles has got a bit of a headache and a bit of a mission to deal with there, and the points were bad, but I think his biggest disappointment was not seeing the effort. Like, even in that Tigers game, it went right down to the wire, and they only died in the last minute when it ended by penalty goal. So he didn't see that, he said, which I don't think anyone at home saw either.
Yeah, no, I'm on board. I think when you get 50 points put on you, it's
disheartening.
It is brutal, but like at the same time, how does the other side look?
Yeah.
Yep. That's the thing. Like, is it like a 50-point game where there's been like 1 try scored, 2 try scored, 3 try scored? Like, I feel like we didn't really see any fight.
Yeah, like a resolve to just keep him out.
There was no fight back.
Yeah.
A lot of drop ball.
Yeah.
Like you can't win a game with 70% possession. That's not how it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just I can see Riles's frustration, because that's just not how you win games.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah.
If you don't have the fight in the first place, how are you ever going to win?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly right.
Speaking of fight.
Yeah, speaking of fight and speaking of the Tigers, Tigers with a relatively, it wasn't a full-strength squad. Jock Madden was still there. I thought Luai was due back last week. It's actually this week. But didn't matter, because they put up a 20-point shellacking against the Knights. They're 42 points to 22.
And man, this was very lucky to be not more.
Yeah. Yep. Could have been 50 easily.
I'm incredibly impressed by Jock Madden.
Yeah.
Like, incredibly impressed.
He's done a job, He was at the Tigers, didn't really get too much of a shot there or whatever, went to the Broncos, and same thing.
I just think his pairing with Dewey is outstanding.
Yeah.
Like,
been working very well.
I just think he's very outstanding with Dewey. But the other thing is he links incredibly well with Jareem. They've clearly done a lot of practice together. Him and Jareem, who
was one that last season, I think was probably not up to his standard, or not to what we'd expect from him.
And more importantly, not linking with anyone.
Yeah.
He wouldn't really link with anyone. Like, he would get tries, but he would usually almost always only get them if they were solo efforts.
Exactly right.
Now he's starting to be a real threat around the ruck, especially off Jock. Like, Jock's been just killing it.
It's a bit of a resurgence of form as such for him, yeah. And another one to touch on too would be the story of Patrick Herbert, who's been around, or who was around maybe 4 years ago, 5 seasons roughly ago now. He's been at the Warriors, been at the Titans. He sort of was in the first grade squads and doing all right. I think he had a really good game in the Indigenous and All-Stars game, probably would be about 4 or 5 years ago now. And then just sort of lost his spot and dropped out of favour, and hasn't even, from what I hear, even been playing football for the last 2 or 3 years.
He's been a carpenter or something.
Yeah, he's been working an average job. He probably resigned to the fact he might not play football ever again until Benji gave him a call and asked if he wanted to play or wanted a train and trial, I think it was. It's just similar to what Shibasaki had. It might even be...
It's honestly almost like for like Shibasaki, yeah.
Yeah.
And... The performance that he put on, not just the try he scored. The try he scored was fantastic.
Yeah.
But his entire performance was just incredible.
Yep.
Especially for a guy who's not really done that much.
Hasn't been training with first grade squads for the last couple of years. Yeah. Exactly right. Yeah, he slotted in, did a job, and geez, he may very well keep Taylor May out of the squad because Taylor May's fit and ready to go now. I'm pretty sure. So we will we'll see there. That would be a fairy tale story to see himself reinstated in a first grade squad there. So,
and even if that isn't the case, and Taylor does come back and gets put straight back in, man, the depth to have on that, it's another like fairy tale depth story for this team as well. Like both the Warriors and the Tigers suddenly coming out of nowhere and having this crazy bench ready to go, as well as a great squad.
Exactly right. Yep.
It's a total turnaround, and it's a masterclass from Benji. I feel like there's been a lot of naysayers for Benji, and it's hard to refute him now. Like he's killing it.
And you probably not so much couldn't defend him, but yeah, you probably would have been disappointed the first couple seasons. But like any coach, I think you need to give them, especially when they're coming into a basket case of a club, you need to give them.
Oh, you got to give them time.
A few seasons.
I think the big one is we've only ever seen improvement.
Yeah.
You know? We've only ever seen improvement, whether it be individual improvements or whether it be as a team.
Yep.
We've only ever seen improvements since the sacking of Tim Sheens.
Yeah, or Madge, unfortunately for Madge, but imagine, exactly.
It's honestly been stellar.
Yeah.
It is truly a masterclass from Benji, and I look forward to watching Tigers games now. It's great.
Yeah, exactly. And we're seeing them right up there in the top 4. So it's Tigers fans rejoice.
Now it's Dragons that we have to get sick over.
They've taken the spot, unfortunately. Yeah, that's right.
Someone's got to do it.
And touching on Dewey as well. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal, and I think that will allow him to slot back to 7 and Jerome to play his natural spot at 6. So we'll see what happens there. Jump onto this week's games. Obviously, last night's games already played out and resulted, which was very, very disheartening to go and watch. Fosball continues, 38 points to 6 to Manly. Cowboys just can't catch a trick against Manly up here. It's a rather rough shellacking every time they play. Well, the last couple of years it has been anyway. Double to Lehigh to start the game, which was
safe from the surgeon.
Yeah. Dad won't be angry with you. Well, he probably will be for giving that ball over to Wakeham instead of
taking
going for the triple.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, very, very rough night. I mean, it started all right, but then within like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, it seemed as though they were gassed, which was my big concern. We were seeing the boys with hands on hips and that before half time, and
like I said about the Eels, man, you can't win a game with 70% possession. I think we were down to 40% possession at one point there. It was just abysmal.
Yeah.
You can't win games with that.
Anytime.
You got to give yourself the you got to actually have a go yourself.
Yeah.
We did not do that.
Yep.
We did not give ourselves a fighting chance in that game.
Yep.
Every time we got near their try line, we drop it.
Yeah, anytime, that's right. Anytime. And I mean, the first half was very tit for tat in terms of possession and ball control, really. I mean, the boys were dropping it left, right, and centre on both sides. But
but so was Manly, that's right. Yeah.
But moving on after that, or even continuing from those drop balls or penalties, we'd kick downfield and then 2 tackles in, we'd drop the ball, or someone would make a break, make 20, 30 metres and drop the ball, and it just,
The other difference maker here too was icing the execution.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel like they sat on Tom all night. They sat on poor Dearden all night.
Yeah.
They couldn't. He could not get a break.
Yeah.
He honestly had to get rid of balls as soon as he got them because Brooks was already in his face.
Yeah.
A lot of. I could sit here and talk about offside and all that until the cows come home. No pun intended, but
until the cows go home.
Until the cows go home. Yeah, that's a good one. But it's one of those. It's just one of those ones where if you don't give yourself the fighting chance, it is what it is.
Yeah,
get what you deserve. I think Todd even said that, didn't he? We got what we deserved. So.
Yep. Yeah. It's just, that's it. It's one of them, or another one of them weeks rather, where unfortunately we'd sort of seen probably a bit more of a fight in them the last few rounds, despite being up against not as strong sides or whatever, or sides maybe in a downswing of form as opposed to Manly being in an upswing. But yeah, it's no good, because once it comes to playing the bigger teams or toward the pointy end of the year, you need to have that resolve.
You got to have the resolve, 100%. The resolve and the execution. I mean, and just touching on execution again, let's say we did ice the moments that we did have. Score's not that dramatically different, really. I think we're probably looking around the same sort of scoreline. At least still a decent win or a decent lead by Manly. And exactly right. Penalties. Or not as nearly blown out as it was, because I feel like a lot of the things they got were also towards the end of the game. Very given a fuck.
That's exactly right. That last 15 minutes was a hard watch. As well as being gassed, I just think the effort areas were non-existent, or the care was non-existent, unfortunately. Penalties and that aside, exactly right, like you said, it does compound and it does make it harder, but you've got to be up there for it, like the bigger teams are. But we will start tipping the rest of the round. Coming up first tonight, we've got Raiders and the Storm there in Canberra. Now, this one could be anyone's, because they're coming back at some point. The Storm are coming back at some point. They've got to get a win, but God damn it, I don't know if the Raiders. I just don't know if the Raiders again. It could be anyone's game. It's in Melbourne. Sorry, it's in Canberra. But it's like this is probably going to be the poo slinger of the round. I feel like this could be the poo slinger of the round.
It wouldn't shock me. Actually, wait, no. What's that Dragons game? It's a Dragons game. I'm pretty sure, isn't it?
Yeah, Dragons are playing Rabbitohs. I think Rabbitohs are probably in a bit more favour at the moment than both of these teams, but. Yeah, this is tough. I'm happy to accept the loss on this one if they do finally, stage a comeback. But I think it's probably got to be Raiders. As much trouble as they're having at times here, Melbourne just cannot seem to string something together at the moment. I think
the problem is, for me, and what scares me is that if Melbourne does string something together, they will go on with it. The problem that they've had these last 4 weeks is that they haven't strung anything together. Therefore, they didn't go on with it. You notice in the first couple games, they got a little roll on and they just snowball. Oh, it's a scary one to tip. I'm going to go the Storm. I will do it.
I don't think Blore coming back, I don't think is that much of a bolster for them, but I don't think Blore's been the issue by any means. Blore not being there hasn't been what they've been missing. So, Chan at the start of the season was quite good. You know what I mean? Moses Leo was great, and he's not playing this week, but was great and stuff as well. But yeah, I don't know. They are just sort of struggling at the moment. But no, that's fair. I can see what you mean.
My only logic going into this tip is I just refuse to believe that Melbourne Storm will take a 5th loss in a row. I said that about the 3rd loss in a row. I said it about the 4th.
And 4th,
I just can't. I can't see Melbourne taking a 5th loss in a row, bro. It's not football anymore.
I know, and this season is very well.
Oh, bro.
It's one of them. It's one of those seasons so far, it seems to be, but... Yeah, I mean, we've talked about how hard tipping has been from the start of the year. Tipping
is a tough game.
It's illogical, but Well, stay tuned. Stay tuned tonight, 6 p.m. to see where that one goes.
Check and see if I have a mental breakdown.
Menti B's incoming. The second game tonight, though, Dolphins and Panthers. I think this could be a good one. As sad as their recent form has been, the Dolphins, I think it's probably time. This may be the time they can at least prove themselves here. Whether it be coming away with a win, I think they can at least go with the Panthers in this one. We've seen it before. They've come together, and they've sort of at least competed against the Panthers. But I don't know. I don't know if it'll be enough to get it done tonight. I do definitely think that they'll be better than they have been, but I've still got to go Panthers, even after that loss last week against the Dogs. It just, I don't know.
I can't not go Panthers.
I
can't not go Panthers. Let's just get that out of the way right now.
But
for me, one of the crazy stats is I'm pretty sure you'll find Hammer. I think Hammer has scored in every single game he's played against Penrith Panthers.
Well, there you go. Yep. It is worth noting this one is in Darwin, so maybe a little bit more suited to the Dolphins, just because of the weather they're used to, but I can see both teams tiring out. This is going to be a game where, much like last night, the ball is glazed. No one's getting a grip on it, but they're going to tire easily. It's going to be a battle of the forwards to begin with, and then it's just going to be outside backs there on out for the rest of the game. Dolphins with a good outside back squad, Hammer at fullback, amazing, but who can stick it out longest? I know Casey McLean's out, obviously. I think he's got a one-match ban or something like that. That's correct, yeah. So who are we seeing?
Brings Tungo back in.
Tungo's back into the squad.
It's his 100th game, finally.
Yep.
Well, see, now I'm scared even more because milestone games have proved not very good for anyone so far in the league this year.
Oh, yeah. Drinky last night.
Everyone has lost their milestone games. Cleary lost his 150th last week.
Yep.
250th.
Yep. Drinky's 150th. No, 200th. I think it might be 200th. Split the difference.
Yep.
I think it might have been 200th, man. But anyway, you're exactly right.
Everyone has lost their milestone games this year so far. Every big player has lost their milestone game. So
albeit
maybe Tungo will lose his too.
Yeah, Dolphins fans are hoping. The rest of the league is hoping. Katoa does well coming up against his old team. It's like he puts on another sort of...
Katoa also does well in Darwin.
Yeah, exactly right. So
does Hammer.
Yep. So we'll see how we go. I'm going to tip Panthers just because they want to bounce back, and unfortunately for the Dolphins, it's them that's playing them a week after an average loss or an average game. Probably going to go Panthers, but yeah, like I said, I can see Dolphins sticking it to them.
I will go Panthers, but this is a fun one to bet on for sure.
Yeah, yep.
Definitely.
Tomorrow's games, though, Warriors and the Titans. This one is over in NZ there. And again, this is probably another one I can see being similar, although they're coming up against a better squad. I think the Titans are getting a bit of momentum and a bit of confidence now after the last couple of weeks and last week's win as well. I'm going to tip Warriors, though.
I was going to say, that said, I believe the Warriors will smash that confidence.
Yeah. They're doing really well with the squad they've got now. They're back to what they know, it seems like.
It's also at home.
Yeah, exactly right. They always get up for it over at home there. Just Titans, I think. And this will be a test. The Titans can compete or even come away with the win here, then I think we'll see them keep moving on the rise. Ara Mahau's had a great start to the season. He's been a try-scoring machine.
Absolute gun.
Yeah, exactly right. Jaden Campbell, absolutely killing it as always. He's instrumental to that team. But personally, I just think that Tanner Boyd might have it over him in this one, unfortunately.
Definitely.
Second game, Rabbitohs and Dragons, and it's very clearly the Rabbitohs
very
here.
Rabbits.
I don't know. The Dragons could drop half of their team. And I don't think there would be. I think there would probably be some sort of improvement somehow. I don't know how that makes sense, but they just. This may be another one of those Seabold scenarios. I don't know, but they just do not seem to be able to string a game together.
No, it's
sense of form. There was talk come out of the senior players need to be standing up and sorting the issue out. There's Seabold, Flanagan said himself, he couldn't make any more changes because there's no one ready to step into those spots, which is
such a it's bullshit.
The average opinion to have of your reserve, or not your reserve graders, but your players that you want to be able to or be confident to step up for you.
Oh, but even when you've got just considering the fact that you might get injuries, to come out and say that is
who wants to have a go then, mate? But he's rubbed a couple of people the wrong way. You know what I mean? There's Loco Pacifica Tonga, I think his name is, who he said, righto then, bud, that's it. I'm done with the Dragons. He wants to explore his other options. I think there's even who else was was upset about that. I did hear there was
Sewer.
Yeah, Jaden Sewer was a bit annoyed about how things have been going as well. There's obviously something a bit deeper there at the club, but yeah, it's got to be Rabbitohs, man. Even with Dry Gray out, and we're seeing Matt Duffy come back, talking about nostalgia or players, players coming back from the dead with Patrick Herbert there. Matt Duffy's made his way back to the NRL somehow and back into a fullback position. I just think, too strong.
I just don't think they've got any chance against the Bunnies.
Yeah. Yep.
I think Walker and Humphreys. Yeah, Humphreys.
Yeah, Jamie.
I think they will quite honestly just tear him up.
Yep, as they have been.
Yeah.
Rabbitohs all day, every day, unfortunately, Dragons fans. West Tigers up against the Broncos is the late game, and this one I think this is going to be a good one. Renault's back in the squad. I think we are seeing Tom Duffy still on the bench though, which is very handy.
I think we'll see that for the rest of the year, to be honest, with how well he played.
Yeah, until Walters is back, minimum.
Definitely.
I think they've found their 14 for the time being. That's exactly right. Yeah, Hunt will come back, but what he does, who knows? He's
going to be out for ages too.
Yeah, he's a while. He's I think it's
6 weeks.
6 weeks. Yeah, exactly right. He may be full-time hooker. Pakes may take a break, but obviously after last week's game, they went through 3 hookers. Unfortunately, Moser, who we spoke about, possibly getting an opportunity, did get an opportunity, and he
another gun player too.
Exactly right, and he did what you want from every player. He stood firm and took on Tamalolo. He just poor tackling technique in that instant. Saw him cop a really bad concussion and a broken jaw, I think.
Broken jaw.
So very, very sad for a player that has, he's got his whole career in front of him still, mind you, but he's touted to be the next big thing. And again, another injury, unfortunately, a long-term injury, or a decent injury anyway, that's going to keep him out for a bit. So,
lots of ice cream, mate.
Yeah. I think this one is probably going to be game of the round for me anyway, but man,
I'm actually excited for this game.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who to tip. I may go Broncos in this now.
I am going Broncos.
Yeah, Luai is back, and is he playing 7? No, he's back to 6. So he is. Yeah, he's back in his natural position, and they are putting Dewey in the 7 this week. Patrick Herbert there at centre, and Taylor Mays over in the other centre there. So this is going to be a tough one. It is going to be a big game, but I think Broncos have got what it takes to get it done. Haas is going to stand up. He's going to have to stand up, and they've got Dewey and Terrell May there, but I think between Haas and the other forwards, they're pretty well. Jensen's who I was thinking of. Sorry, they're pretty well set in this one.
I personally think that there's just a bit of a mismatch in the centres.
Yeah.
Yep. I think they're going to probably focus on that pretty heavily.
Yeah.
Which is then going to lead the Tigers to start trying to focus on defending against that.
Yep.
Which is then going to let the big boys in.
Yep.
So, stock standard from Brisbane, I don't think they're going to use wingers that much.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to see a lot of pain through the middle and through the pain, no pun intended, of course, but I think we're going to see a lot of pain through the middle and through the centres for sure.
Yep, exactly right. So yeah, Broncos for me. Could be anyone's, but Broncos for me as well. And Sunday's games, Roosters up against the Knights. Now we see Dylan Brown come back, which pushes Fletcher Sharp back to fullback. This is going to be an interesting one. I think the Knights may...
I think this is a bit of a smoky.
Yeah, may be able to turn it around here. We don't know what the Brown and Smith combo is going to be like, but we've seen Sandon do well. So I think that's probably enough. And we know how good Fletcher Sharp is at fullback. So I think that's going to really bolster them there. Walker. Roosters coming off the win there. Walker and Cherry Evans having a big week last week. I don't know. I don't know how they go in this one. You know what I mean? I think the Knights may be able to take it to them. Radley back aside.
I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to go the Smoky and go the Knights in this one.
Yeah.
I know that Roosters are starting to get a roll on.
Yep.
But I feel like the Knights I feel like the Knights have actually got a little bit going for him here.
Yeah, definitely.
With Fletcher going back to fullback, he's going to have a lot more room to move and breathe and do things and be very, very frustrating for the Roosters players. And one thing that the Roosters struggle with is their own emotions, particularly Sam Walker.
Yep.
And particularly the forwards, both in Spencer Linu and Lindsay Collins.
Yeah.
I think their forward pack and their half combo there with Sam Walker, I think they all get a little frustrated and then they start to make more mistakes.
Yeah, we've seen it. We saw a couple weeks ago there when they played the Panthers. Yeah, getting up in Walker's face and it disrupted him, destabilised him. Yeah,
big time. I think if the Knights focus on getting under his skin, their game will fall apart. So.
Yep. Very nice. Yeah, I'll go the Knights in that one as well.
I'm going Knights for sure.
And the last game of the round, Eels and Bulldogs. I mean, if not for nothing, at least the Eels are playing.
Wonder what the Spoon Bowl looks like this year. You know, what does the Dragons and Eels actually look like in a game? When's that happening?
Yeah. We've got Volkman playing 5'8" again, obviously. Luca Moretti at prop. Charlie Geim is starting in the second row. Jack Williams as well. Talon De Silva still on the bench. Saxon Prike, I'm going to go with there. That's an unfortunate last name otherwise, Saxon. Tony Matele, Tanakam Brown, and Araz Nanva. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of who's here. The boys, if not for nothing, they're blooding some juniors and they're getting a shot through necessity. But it's pretty dire at the moment for the Eels, unfortunately.
Oh man, that literally looks like a cup side, bro.
Yeah, some of those names are. Yeah,
that is a cup side.
It's a trial squad,
like a trial game,
preseason trial squad. Yeah,
bruh.
Yeah, unfortunate. I think
that is truly a life's not fair moment.
Yeah, look, Bulldogs may shit the bed in this one and go back to what we've seen the last couple of weeks, but even if they do,
I don't think it's a hard enough shit to.
Yeah,
like they could be smearing those bed sheets, bro, and they would be.
Yeah,
they would still comfortably win this
still
one.
Win. Yeah, Jerry's still named, mind you, but yeah, we're seeing Crichton in the extended squad. So whether he does come back, who knows? But yeah, I don't know why they'd risk it. You may as well let him rest another week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Otherwise, your AC joint will end up like Thurston's.
Yeah, that's right. You don't. Yeah, and he's still got a lot of years ahead of him, Crichton. So
definitely,
Dog's main man. You may as well keep him rested for this one. But yeah, Bulldogs any day of the week. Unfortunately.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We'll jump on to try of the week.
Yeah, look, nothing really too crazy this week. Hey, wasn't really anything outstanding, but the one that did sort of, I guess, give me a little bit of edge of the seat sort of stuff. You get to perk up a little bit. Yeah, a bit of excitement. It's got to be Purdue. It's got to be Purdue in the game against the Broncos. So early in the game to be doing that stuff to teams. It was like 15th minute or 13th minute or something like that.
Yeah.
Just bob and weave. Burnt everyone.
Yep.
Outside of the first person, inside of the second person, just clean.
Yep.
Clean, fast running. Someone catch me. I dare you. It's good stuff. I will give an honourable mention to the Patrick Herbert try though. That was
good to see.
That was not just good to see, but it was just a damn good try.
Yeah.
To see someone have minimal fresh experience come on and do that was sick.
Especially with the game in the form it's in currently. It's very different to what it was 4 years ago whenever he was playing full time.
It's literally not the same game.
Yeah.
At all.
Exactly. Very nice. Well, I guess we'll go to this week's NRL fantasy buy or NRL fantasy pickup. I'm going to go with Appy Coruscant in this one.
Not Nico Hines.
Yeah, Nico Hines, not yet. Not for the buy. He could be playing, and I still wouldn't be picking him up. But, Appy Coruscant this week. Now, reason behind that, anyone playing fantasy or I imagine Supercoach is probably very similar. I know the scoring's a little bit different, but there is a conundrum with hookers this year, and maybe outside of Blake Brayley, and it sort of rings true almost. Doesn't always match up, but it sort of rings true with the real life games in general, but there aren't any hookers having stellar seasons, unfortunately, outside of Blake Brayley. Blake Brayley's had another good start or another good year, but he's probably the only one scoring consistently and well in fantasy. Reed Marnie, everyone took a punt on, and we saw how that went. Concussion and 2 points, and not just me, probably a lot of other people killing their round, unfortunately. So
honestly, I find this really strange as well, like seeing like the new meta of the game.
Yeah.
I would have thought this would have been such a hooker dominant
Good full
meta.
Hookers, yeah.
Like, this is literally screams hooker in my opinion. But.
Yeah, running hookers maybe. I don't know, but hey, who would have thought you start pinging people for 6 agains again, and certain parts of the team or teams suffer that they weren't expecting for. But yeah, Appy in this one, you're going to see him come in at 579k at the moment off the back of a good game last week. He doesn't have anyone on the bench. Usually there's someone on the bench that comes on and plays maybe 20 minutes for him, gives him a spell, which is where he starts to leak points, or he sort of becomes a bit useless in fantasy, unfortunately. But an 80-minute Appy at 579k may just be the solution fantasy players need to get a decent full-time hooker. Now, with the pretty well full strength squad this week, we'll see how he goes. I've taken a punt on him, and hopefully he can get me out of a hole that Marnie had well and truly entrenched me in. But yeah, we'll see how we go with that one. With that, though, I think that's probably about it. There hasn't been any super major news outside of everyone's disgust and dismay with the Disruptor calls last week a couple times. And
the sadness for Turbo's rubber hamstrings.
And yeah, that's a good one. We didn't touch on that last night. The Turbo once again doing another hammy, and in a very innocuous tackle as well. It's sort of, I don't know, his leg just outstretched, really. He wasn't put in an awkward position. He just sort of fell in an awkward position, went down like anyone else would, and
honestly, it didn't even fall in an awkward position, in my opinion. So it was a tackle like normal, and then all of a sudden, they I think Jason Tamalolo got up, and then leg stretched out.
I think it may have been the impact. I don't know. The impact might have set it off, but because his leg was outstretched when he came down. But yeah, geez, how often do you see that resulting in a hamstring injury?
It's just so.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate, but it's
telling.
So it is telling. It's so Turbo.
Yeah, Turbo-esque.
Like, it's just out of nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when we talk about hamstring injuries, it's always the sniper.
Yep.
This is just like.
Yep.
Of course, this is how Turbo's hamstring goes. Now,
just as they're getting a bit of form, and just as
when it's nothing happening at all, and then. Oh man, it's so sad.
The boys are getting up for Foz, and
it's so sad, man.
Yeah, but in the form they're in, and also with Kohler having a great run of form again, and also Lehigh being another good option, I think they're pretty safe for the interim. So, fuck you, Manly, but also, all the best to Turbo in recovery there, because as much as you hate. You get a bit of tall poppy syndrome sometimes, and you hate seeing your team get pumped. Turbo is one of them players that is really good to watch, and very unfortunate for another decent stint on the sidelines for him. But
it's always hard seeing such high quality players go down no matter what. So
exactly right. Yep. But other than that might be it for us here. As always, I haven't really touched on it for a little while, but as always, anyone watching at home or listening, feel free to get on the socials and send a message or leave a comment or something if there's anything you want to be brought up or anything you want to talk about. Get over and follow us on Hit the Gap podcast at Instagram, and we will see you next time.
Cheers.